Haqel Dema, Accursed Law and Magic from the Field of Blood is a book about Judas Iscariot and his association with witchcraft and medieval diabolism by Ian Chambers. And the book is published by Ninth Circle Press, which is a relatively new imprint headed by Andy Mercer. And oh my word, I've enjoyed reading this so much, so much. Ian Chambers is clearly very knowledgeable in the topic of witchcraft and witchcraft's history. Just giving you an opportunity to pause the screen right now and have a little read of that blurb, which is kind of fascinating. But what comes across in here is just the breadth of Ian Chambers's understanding, knowledge, background information on Gnosticism, on just all the I was going to say fields that Judas Iscariot is related to and has any kind of impact upon. The artwork on the front is actually by Ian Chambers himself, which is pretty cool. And then, if I just give you a little quick flick through, you'll be able to see that there are a few more illustrations throughout. Not necessarily by Ian himself. You get the general idea, yes? So lots of different contributors to the illustrations inside. Let me give you an idea of the table of contents. Just to be clear, though, the focus is rather what's the word I'm looking for? Academic. It's not a book of how you can summon Judas Iscariot or anything like that. However, that said, at the very back of the book, there are many charms and curses that involve Judas, historiola, and so on. It's maybe a little example, a German charm against thieves and theft. And there's a whole good few pages there with such charms, but generally it's quite academic. But the style is really nice. So he's not talking down to you. He's not simplifying his words. You know, he does actually treat you like an adult who reads, which is nice, without reaching for vocabulary, flowery vocabulary for the sake of flowery vocabulary, right? So he uses the right term in the right place. He doesn't simplify the words. If there's a better, more complicated word that means more precisely what he actually means, then he uses it, and he does so unashamedly. And he assumes that you're a reader. You understand. You're going to understand most of this, and there's going to be very little here that's going to be unreadable. Let me just focus in maybe on a just a random sample paragraph from the introduction, and then maybe a sample paragraph from the main text. This is the medieval Judas, and it'll maybe give you an idea also of the type of content, right? So I was going through the contents for you. So God on his side, the 13th apostle in history, myth and gnosis, onolatry, Seth, Typhon, and the God of the Christians. Then you have the Gospel of Judas. Yes, he goes into the Gospel of Judas from the Nag Hammadi library. Sacrifice the man who clothes me. Who were the Canaanites? The Gospel of the traitor. And then medieval Judas, we get Judas the betrayer, Judas 30 pieces of silver folk customs and devilry, the Judas curse, charms and incantations. And then we have the canny art from a little later, witchcraft and the meaning of betrayal, shelling, Oedipal ordeals of fate and freedom, and the role of the betrayer. So clearly the theme throughout the book is the theme of betrayal and the role that plays, I guess, in witchcraft, the place it holds, right? Not necessarily being something to be encouraged or not, just observing it from where it stands, where it exists within the concept of witchcraft and within the concept of medieval demonism or devilry. Yeah, very, very cool. This has been one of the best informed books and most enjoyable reads. You know that I usually mention when a book just uses complicated language just for the sake of it, and I feel like it's much more about showing off than about delivering a message, and this absolutely does none of that. It's a real joy to read, and every single paragraph yields secrets and pithy ideas for you to chew on, and I have thoroughly enjoyed it. So that is Haqel Dema, Accursed, Law and Magic from the Field of Blood by Ian Chambers in hardcover, and you can get that directly from Ninth Circle Press. I believe that if you're in the United States, you can probably pick it up from Miskatonic Books as well, and if you are in the UK, then it's again likely that Watkins Books will be holding this at some point. So yes, great stuff. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, hit the like button if you haven't done so already. It helps these videos get seen by more people. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and if you'd like to support the channel more regularly, then the Patreon, is the best way to do that, and that gives you access to the Foolish Fish Discord. I hope you enjoyed the video. Do take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I'll see you soon with another one.